Welcome to Energy. Coming up on today's show, we'll discover all that O'Fallon Theater Works has to offer. We'll also introduce you to our new Parks and Recreation Manager for Fitness and Aquatics. This and more coming up on Energy. The city just held their biggest event of the year, the O'Fallon Heritage and Freedom Fest. So what does it take to put on such a huge event? Today we are going to visit with the folks who make it happen.
Another year of the Heritage and Freedom Fest has come and gone, and it was another great year. Let's hear from some of the city departments that make the festival the best in the region.
There's a lot of planning that goes into all of the events, especially the Heritage and Freedom Fest. We typically start work on that August, so it's really a year-round planning just because there's a lot, there's a lot that goes into it. Winter months, that's a lot of what I'm doing is getting all of the contracts written for the entertainers and bands and what have you, and then also setting up the marketing. We also rely heavily on a lot of the other city departments, such as the parks crew, the streets department, and then of course the police. We have a sergeant that is assigned to us, and we work out all of the details, whether it's a road closure or any security issues. All of that is discussed, months and months in advance of an event.
The park staff's involvement with the Heritage and Freedom Fest is really a lot of behind the scenes. We are in charge of bringing all the supplies from different parks and storage areas out to festival grounds. We bring those out by truck, by trailer, depending on what the items are. We set up tents for the festival, bring out additional picnic tables, additional trash cans. We assist with setting up the stage for production for all the band members who play at the concert. And then we do a lot of cleaning. So we get the park clean beforehand, we maintain it through the entire event, and there's a lot of cleanup afterwards. The guys all work 12-hour shifts, starting a couple days before the 4th and all the way through the 4th of July and into the next morning. Yeah, the park staff is a very big part of Heritage and Freedom Fest. I know the guys enjoy it. It's something different for them to do from their daily routines of cutting the parks, cutting the lawns, maintaining the bathrooms, things like that. So they enjoy getting out, seeing the public, and we're just really proud to be a part of this event and what it does for the O'Fallon residents.
We have families with kids that are as young as 4 and 5 years old, council members who are coming out to help. We have staff that, the City of O'Fallon staff that are there to help, individuals from across the board, people who are on boards, who are on advisory committees with the city, and folks who just want to come out and be a part of their community and give back and get to experience a festival kind of in a behind-the-scenes way that maybe they haven't experienced it before. It took a lot of recruitment effort that spanned over the course of several months. We ended up placing about 200 volunteers, and that totaled to over 1,000 volunteer hours. So it was a lot of hard work, but we had a lot of volunteers who returned from previous years, and they knew what they were doing and made our jobs a little bit easier. We do a lot of pre-training work that goes into this festival, from email and phone call correspondence to actual in-person orientations. We have an entire day before the festival that is dedicated specifically to training our volunteers. We want to make sure that they are prepared, that they know what they're doing, that if they have any questions, they have the opportunity to ask them. And then during the event, we're always there to support them. So if they run into anything that maybe we haven't covered, we're there to make sure that they are successful in what they're doing.
The Heritage and Freedom Fest is our biggest event, and it takes a huge effort spanning multiple departments. But the table is already being set for next year's festival, and the usual suspects know what needs to be done.
The O'Fallon Parks and Recreation Department is excited to announce their newest member to the team, Donnie Hayes. Here's more on Donnie and his position with the city.
I am the recreation manager over aquatics and fitness. And so I am the manager over Alligators Creek, the pool supervisors, the instructors, all of the lifeguards, making sure the chemicals are running smoothly, making sure that, if there's any problem situations that arise, that I'm actually dealing with those directly. And I also do the same at the Renowned Spirit Center as well. I'm also over fitness in the community. So if, for example, there's a Zumba class that's being held at a park or at one of our facilities, even here at City Hall, I'm in charge of those instructors and also the fitness supervisor that is in charge of planning and organizing all of those activities.
Being around water is a familiar territory for Donnie. Growing up in Antioch, California, he spent a lot of time on the beach swimming. He played water polo all throughout high school and into college. He was also an aquatics director for the Boy Scouts of America and lived on Catalina Island. Prior to moving to St. Peter's a year ago, he worked in Alaska for 6 years as the Parks and Recreation Director. He also owned a fishing business with his dad, while at the same time making sure that all the trails, parks, aquatic center, and gymnasium were taken care of. Donnie is excited to share his experiences and working for the city of O'Fallon.
I love it. It's probably the biggest city that I've actually worked for. Some of the other cities I've worked for in Alaska was actually only 3,000 people. But city of Washington, which was in southern Utah, was about 25,000 people. In Idaho, I worked for the city of Rexburg. It was about 25,000 people. It's been a lot of fun. My life has actually been very, very blessed. And it's the experiences that I've had have always helped in my management experience as well. Has given me opportunities to be able to pull from those experiences and say, okay, well, once upon a time this happened, and I know what I can do from that experience. And it's really made my life a little bit easier having all those experiences. Meeting different people, being able to understand the different lifestyles, it really makes a huge difference for me as a manager.
The one thing that Donnie appreciates the most are the opportunities provided for kids through Parks and Recreation. As a child, he was teased for his weight. But the one thing that made a difference and helped him get through it was being a part of a Little League baseball team, participating in plays and other programs. Being part of a team made a huge difference in his life growing up. Now as an adult, he enjoys providing those opportunities for kids.
That made a huge difference in my life growing up. And so it makes it a little easier for me to do my job, knowing that I'm providing those opportunities for a new generation. Being able to go out to the aquatic center at Alligators Creek and to see that joy, to see the laughter, to see the kids running around and truly just being free, and that is really the best thing possible for me.
When Donnie isn't spending time with his wife and his children, or working, he is tending to his own business.
My buddy and I started our own brewery tour business. It's called Crooked Craft Tours, and we take folks around St. Louis and show them the different microbreweries that are available. We also have comedians on our shuttle bus. It's a lot of fun. And so I've been doing that for the last year.
It seems Donnie and his family have planted permanent roots here and are excited to do so.
I cannot see a reason why I wouldn't. The city is fantastic. The weather is gorgeous. My kids are absolutely loving the school districts, which the school districts, as far as I can tell, are superior. So it has everything that we could possibly want, within a short distance. I mean, there's a free zoo in St. Louis. I mean, really, what other communities have access to those types of things? And so for us, we're really happy.
There are plenty of opportunities to be involved with O'Fallon Theater Works. Here's more on the theater and what it has to offer.
Community theater is alive and well in O'Fallon. For over 15 years, O'Fallon Theater Works has been entertaining folks with musicals, comedies, and dramas. Every year, the theater grows, adding more elaborate productions that have attracted actors and actresses from all over. Some have been a part of the theater from day one, such as Katie Gildefry, who started performing with the theater when she was 15 years old and is now the theater manager.
I began as a chorus girl in Camelot, And I have decided to come back year after year because of the camaraderie between not only the production team, but the fellow actors and team members that I've had along the way. Each show has been just a different magical ride every time. We're able to transform our beautiful gymnasium into a completely different realm every time, and the magic has just captivated me.
O'Fallon Theater Works offers an opportunity for the younger generation to participate in theater through camps and productions.
What the OTW youth is really about is the kids. Everything is about the kids. Whether they've done this for a long time, they've put on a lot of shows, or whether they're just coming in and just getting introduced to theater, we have something for everybody. We've got great classes that happen in the fall and the winter, and then the summer camps in the summertime, and then we have the productions. And our focus is about bringing those kids into a safe environment, bringing them into a place where they can do what they love and learn from that, and not just something that they'll, learn for just that show or just that semester of classes, but something that they will take with them for their whole lives, that will help them grow as a person.
Recently, the Youth Theater held 2 productions featuring Shrek the Musical Jr. and Once Upon a Storytime. Both productions were an all-around success.
So much fun doing those plays because the younger kids really appreciated having a play written just for them, where they all got a part in a character and they got to develop the characters and learn all the different aspects of, how to be in a play. And the plays turned out hilarious because kids at that age just had this wacky sense of humor, and they got to add their own humor into it, and so it turned out even funnier than we expected. You come and you think it's just going to be a little kid's play, but then it actually turns into, you find that it's really a lot more than you expected.
They'll be eaten alive! Literally! Now calm down, Amy.
The Theater Youth Program is already making plans for next year's production. If you're interested in being part of the theater, whether you have experience or not, they would love for you to be a part of the family.
We're very family friendly. We love to have siblings come and be in the plays, and we get parents involved in all sorts of different ways. So it's very family centered, and we make sure it's always very family friendly for anyone to come and see. It's just a really fun time.
If you are interested in being part of the O'Fallon Theater Works, they will be holding auditions on August 5th and 12th for the production of Bye Bye Birdie. The production calls for teenagers, adults, singers, dancers, non-singing and non-speaking roles. To reserve a spot, they have a sign-up genius on their Facebook page. For more information, contact Katie at katiefryotw@yahoo.com. Also coming up in September and October are youth performing art classes and workshops for ages 7 through 18. Enrollment deadline for classes is August 28th. For more information, visit otwyouththeater@gmail.com. To get a glimpse of O'Fallon Theater Works in action, they will be performing at the annual Fringe Festival in St. Louis. The festival features the best of the best in entertainment and has been named Best Theater Festival and Best Theater Surprise by the Riverfront Times. For all the details about the event, visit www.stlfringe.com.
More improvements are being made to O'Fallon's parks. Here's a look at the latest projects.
Park staff have been very busy with multiple projects out in the parks. We've done some batting cage improvements out at Ozzie Smith Sports Complex. The cages before were kind of like their traditional cages where you had to lift the netting up to go under, and our special projects crew had fabricated some doors and they turned out great, so that's been a great upgrade for that park. We're currently in the process of doing field maintenance at Sports Park and Dames Park. At Sports Park, we cut out all the areas that the grass has died, and we've replaced it with sod. And in Dames Park, the worn areas were sprigged with new Bermuda sprigs. And so those areas are closed currently, and we'll open those back up for fall sports coming soon. We did an upgrade over at Fort Zumwalt Park to our walking path around the park, the paved trail there. in that we just added no parking signs and the walking symbol to show that this is designated for a walking area over at Fort Zumwalt Park. Several of our parks, it was time to upgrade the barbecue pits. So our special project crew worked on updating those. We've got really nice large barbecue pits out there now. We recently installed 4 pet drinking fountains out in our parks. They're located at Sports Park, Fort Zumwalt Park, Civic Park, and Dames Park. These are nice in that an adult or a child can get a drink from the top part of the drinking fountain, and the lower part there's a button you push and your pet can get a drink. So we're pretty proud of those. They've been getting lots of use, and they've just been a nice addition to our parks. Currently we're working on 2 larger projects. One is a multi-use court over in Westhoff Park. We currently have one at Canals Park, and it was a very successful application for that park, so we decided to include that at Westhoff. So currently there's a basketball court there and some horseshoe pits, and we're in the process of removing those now. And then what's going to replace those is a basketball court, inline roller hockey court, and then also 2 pickleball courts. So those will be open sometime this fall. There's a lot of concrete replacement we need to do. We need to add fencing. The courts get painted so that the lines are there for people to follow when they're playing the games. The second project that we're working on is we have an old fitness trail system over at Dames Park. It's a cluster of fitness equipment that you can use outdoors, and we're in the process of moving that and spreading it out over our trail at Sports Park. So this way you'll be able to run the loop of trail system down there and stop off at different pods and get different exercises in. So that's a project that we'll also wrap up at the end of summer as well.
The lifeguards for Alligators Creek Aquatic Center and Renaud Spirit Center exceeded all expectations once again with the Ellis & Associates annual audit. Ellis & Associates is one of the leading lifeguard training programs available. Part of their mission is implementing a lifeguard audit. The auditing program isn't just designed to hold lifeguards accountable, it also ensures the safety of facilities and its patrons. During a recent audit, the Parks and Recreation lifeguard staff were awarded an exceeds rating. The exceeds rating means that staff members exceeded all expectations. Congratulations to all the staff for their hard work and dedication in keeping our residents safe.
Now it's time for this week's community calendar. Would you like to spend quality time with your little one and get some exercise too? The Renaud Spirit Center's introductory parent-child class offers a fun, safe way for youngsters to improve balance, coordination, and self-confidence through basic tumbling skills and interactions. The next session of classes will start on Tuesday, August 22nd from 4:20 p.m. to 4:50 p.m. Cost is $37 for residents and $42 for non-residents. Considering a Disney vacation, overwhelmed with the planning process? Let Elizabeth Holman of Me and the Mouse Travel assist you with all of the planning details. Attend this free 1-hour program and get expert insider information that can save you both time and money. Let's get started creating a magical vacation for you and your family. It all takes place on Tuesday, July 25th at the Renaud Spirit Center from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. and is free and open to the public. Join local pharmacists as they present free discussion lectures designed to help you obtain optimal health. The next topic of discussion is kidney stones. This next free session will take place on Wednesday, August 23rd from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the Renaud Spirit Center and is free and open to the public. Rent a unique recreation complex with amenities for all ages and abilities. The Renaud Spirit Center is perfect for your event, special gathering, meeting, wedding shower, basketball, volleyball, or pool party. Choose the facility that suits your needs. Reservations are available outside of regular Renaud Spirit Center business hours. Rental requests must be made in person at the Renaud Spirit Center at least 2 weeks before the rental date. For more information, call 636-474-2732.
That is all for today's show. Thanks for joining us. See you next time on Energy.